Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Giangelo's for the South Range Raiders show here on 224. We are here with the boys' head golf coach. You might also know from his cameo as the baseball coach in the spring. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Hanek. All right, James, the tough questions come now.
All right, okay.
What did you do all summer?
Lot of baseball, travel baseball.
A lot of travel baseball?
Travel baseball. Still at it, still working at it at home.
No kidding.
With my daughter and my son.
Wow.
So my daughter's kind of taken to it.
Okay.
She played softball this year, first time, and she wants to continue with it. And my son's kind of like a junkie when it comes to the sport.
How old are they?
12 and 9.
12 and 9. So 9 is the age that I've been told they just kind of immerse themselves into whatever they're doing. So you're kind of going through all of this, but you've seen it through your son first, who has been crazy successful, which kudos to you, man. With a head baseball coach, I would hope he'd have some good tutelage in the box and on the bump and in the field. But for you as dad, is it hard to take the head coach hat off and then put the dad hat on, or is it are they cohesive?
It's hard. Yeah, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to you don't want to show any favoritism to your kid when you're coaching your kid. And,
sure. Because you're coaching as well.
Yeah.
I mean, for you, from that scenario, when did they always talk about for kids, the ride home's tough sometimes. For you, do you take immediately? You're not talking about it. You talk about ice cream or something else.
It depends.
Yeah.
You kind of you figure your kid out at some point, and you know when to talk about it, when not to talk about it, and I think it's important to have the conversation at some point, but you also want to focus when you have the conversation what you did well and what we need to improve on, and you phrase it right. I don't think it's necessarily good to just accentuate the positive stuff because you got to get better at the stuff you're not so good at to become a better player. But then you don't want to just hammer home the negative either. So you want to balance.
A lot of that's the same with coaching, right? From that aspect, and no matter who it is. My question is always been, how different for you is coaching baseball to coaching golf? Because both are very heavy mental games.
Yes. Personally, it's more relaxing, obviously.
Golf?
Yes, just because you're not tasked with you don't really make decisions during the match.
It's a lot of reaction, right?
Correct, and you may give shot advice, but you're not thinking, do I pinch hit here? Do I pinch run here? Do I leave my pitcher in another inning? Those are the decisions in baseball that you stress over to an extent, whereas golf's a little bit more relaxing. Both are very, especially like hitting, the mental aspect at the plate, and I think the mental aspect on the golf course are very similar.
It's interesting because you are an analytics nut. So is it the same way in golf? Do you have TrackMan or any of those things that you can utilize?
I don't. I video.
Okay.
I'll shoot some video with some kids and just point out a couple things that I see, and then a lot of them, fortunately have swing coaches. They go. So a lot of times I'll shoot some video. Here's what I see. I'll send it to you, and then you can show your coach, and then let me know what they see as well. A lot of times too, I want to know what specifically they're working on with their coach, just so I can look for it. So if they're on the range and let's just say they're coming over the top a little bit, or they're taking it away a little too far inside. If I know that's what's the word I'm looking for here? That's like a point of emphasis with their coach, then
you can look for it.
I want to monitor and make sure it's done right.
So this is over a decade. I think year 14, 15, 16, somewhere in that vicinity. I apologize for not knowing the answer to that. How has it changed in the last decade and a half, what your position of a golf coach? I mean, has the game gotten better because we've seen the numbers go up during and after COVID?
So it was interesting just talking with, as far as the scores go, talking with coaches that played, and you could shoot in the 70s and get a Division I offer. Now there's guys. Now you need to shoot 64, 65.
PGA scores.
And I saw a round today of 66 from a kid, and I don't think there's a Division I school that was possibly looking at him, and I don't know if they're interested.
No kidding.
And it's like, that's
so
that's
they've
pretty
cranked
impressive.
that a little bit.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's more competitive across the board.
Absolutely, it's more global too.
Okay.
You're competing. Every year they have the AJGA tournament at Mill Creek. So
right there, yeah.
We're up there practicing, or we're up there playing, and those kids are there. And you got kids from around the world, and they'll go out, they'll play there, they'll get there. I watched a young lady hit 50 5-foot putts in her just pre-round, go out, play 18 holes, and then they're at the driving range for 2 hours after their 18-hole round.
Wow.
And that's what you're competing against as a junior golfer.
That's a lot. That is a lot. For you, a lot of success along the way. Talk about the team this year, your expectations for them.
We're off to a good start so far. We've played last week. It's always that first week is tough. We had 4 invitationals and a match. We won our match. We finished in the top half at our tournaments. I want to say our best finish was 6th place out of 20, maybe 7 teams up at Windmill Lakes. And, we shot 325, which is a really good number. And if, anyone who knows Windmill Lakes, that's a test of golf there. Our kids played really well. So we're into our second week. We have a match tomorrow, a match on Thursday. So
Who are some of the guys you're leaning on this year?
Jack Carey, definitely. Jack Carey's my returning varsity player from last year, and then a lot of new faces. Some are seniors. Some are seniors that are cracking our top 6 for the first time, and
Wow.
and some are seniors that have just come out. So
It's incredible. For you, when you have so many new faces or new positions to fill, how do you keep the competition high?
the kids they push themselves.
Oh, really?
The
Okay.
kids, we kind of have. We have tryouts, and we kind of slot kids based on stroke average, but we also do, we haven't had the opportunity yet this year, but we also do challenge matches, where if a kid's within a couple shots of another kid, they can, in a practice round, can challenge them for their spot. And then it's, go out, play 9 holes, and whoever cards the best round has that spot.
I think I saw that in The Lion King. Isn't that something they do? I like it. I like the aggressiveness in the competition. Last question I have for you. You and I have known each other a long time since YSN's been around. I don't think I've ever asked you for who's kind of morphed you into the leader that you are today.
Fortunately, I've had a lot of coaches that I've coached under, and then, prior, I guess, trying to, at some point, my younger coaching self prior to knowing you was pre-marriage.
Yeah.
So you develop along the way as you get older, and I look to my wife for a lot of things, for a lot of guidance. She holds a leadership position at her job, so leadership things she can advise me on at times. I've coached under some great coaches. Coach Sean Durkin, when he was at Ursuline, I was fortunate to be on his staff. Coach Dan Zolik, when I came to South Range, fortunate to be on his staff. And I just try to absorb everything that I can absorb. Just talking with other coaches, clinics, and you pick up on things here and there and realize, like, okay, hey, perhaps there's a better way to go about doing this. And I'm the first to admit I don't know it all. I don't like being the smartest man in the room. I don't want to be, because I try to have a growth mindset, and if I'm the smartest man in the room, I'm not going to learn anything in that room. So.
Awesome. Jim, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate all that you do, especially here in the South Range community. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jim Hanek.